Hey guys, it's Mooman coming to another video, and today what I wanted to kind of talk about were the Sky Does Minecraft allegations that have been circulating this week. Like, I know they pretty much have been covered like since January 23rd by like Keemstar and all that, and just like Optimus and all of them made like a kind of video like this week around like Tuesday. So I want to kind of cover it like now because I was kind of hoping that he would kind of come out with something about this, but sadly haven't. But if he does, I'll probably make another video. But yeah, let's talk about some of the allegations because honestly, you hear these stories all the time, like like with EDP 445. Like you hear all these allegations. Like some of them are like kind of ridiculous. Some of them are just like oh my gosh, like how does this person like this? Like it's just really ridiculous. So, with that out of the way, let's get into these allegations. But if you do enjoy the video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're brand new around here. And with that out of the way, let's get this started. So, I pretty much saw on Twitter, Liz, his second wife, like his second baby mama. I think that yeah, second baby mama, basically came out and had a 6,000 word document. So if you don't know how many 6,000 words is, it's kind of like a couple pages, like you know how you do like with a school project. So I didn't really want to like kind of go through all of it because I'd be here for like probably like a half hour more. I just want to get through like probably the highlights that really like came out to me. So with that out of the way, let's look at some of them. So well, let's go here. This is the first one that like I'm just like it's not really the most horrible, but like I kind of want to talk about. So this guy, Alec is his actual name. Yeah, him and Post Malone were actually friends for a long time, and apparently he would spread misinformation saying that Post Malone was a terrible person and try to bring down his career. Now, this is like bare bones, like not as worse as some of the allegations coming forward, but that's still pretty horrible, man. Like imagine your best friend kind of doing this. This is horrible. Like he's trying to effectively ruin someone's career. Like just because he may not be saying eye to eye with them. Like that's horrible. I would never do that to any of my friends, and I know most of you who watching would never do that to any of your friends. But yeah, he would effectively try to ruin this man's career just because like he felt like it and just because of his mental instabilities. So, yeah, just already not really a good one. Let's go with the next one. So, he I can't believe I'm even saying this sentence out loud, but he cheated on his current wife or baby mama, Liz, with an AI Twitter bot. No, I am not joking you, and I am not reading that wrong. Yes, he actually was texting or sexting an AI Twitter bot instead of his lovely baby mama, Liz. Well, when I read that, I'm just like, no way this is true. But yeah, sadly in the allegation, she came out and said it. But then again, these allegations like have been like coming out about like big YouTubers. Like I mean, Keemstar made a video, and same thing of Optimus. Like a couple creators, I think Sub Zero and a couple of like other people that are well known, especially in the Minecraft community, came out with videos. Like that's what I mean. Like it pretty much like most of these people are just exposing them. And I remember last year there was like pretty much like a leaker like coming out like with like big YouTube scandals, and like one of the like stories that the person like actually like said was about Sky Does Minecraft, but like didn't expressly say it. It's kind of disheartening like seeing this, but it's just like you really don't know these people. But all right, let's go on to the next one because the next one is just kind of horrible. I'm kind of going from like like least offensive to most offensive. So that's kind of how I'm kind of like ranking these. But yeah, like okay, here's the next one. Stole money for drugs and basically just abandoned their kid. So Liz actually has a baby on the way, and what he was doing was stealing money from her to eventually go for drugs. Now, he has had a huge problem with drug abuse. He has, like, he's had multiple problems of it. So, it doesn't really surprise me, like, but, like, what makes this even worse is that the baby's on the way, and he essentially said, fuck that, I'm going to spend money on drugs instead of actually my, kid that's coming on the way. Really horrible, like, this is just, like, pretty much numero uno example of, like, terrible parent, like, this person should not have, like, their kid at all. Like, this is a man's a danger to, like, his kid and his family. Really horrible stuff. And this one, I cannot understand this. So what he did was he grabbed a dog. I don't know whose dog. I think it was Liz's dog or someone else's dog. But he pretty much grabbed the dog by the collar and just yanked it towards a cage, put mirrors in front of it, and tried to psychologically torture the dog to stop barking. What? Like, I don't even understand. Like, that's something from, like, I don't know, like a prison war movie, like Unbroken or something. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but, like, that's what that kind of reminds me of. Like, you know, like, how, like, in, like, those, like, movies, like, pretty much they're talking about just, like, you know, torturing prisoners. I mean, just, it's horrible. Like, no one would ever do that to an animal, let alone anyone. Like, this guy literally is psychologically insane. And this next one's going to even, like, kind of stand by what I just said. He would make himself bleed. No, I'm going to say this sentence, and I'll say it right through somehow. He made himself bleed, and he would write racial and homophobic slurs in his own blood. I'm not even kidding you. That is what it says in the 6,000 word document. Where do I even begin with that? No one, and I mean no one, would ever do that. Like, that is just insane. The level of just ridiculousness of that sentence kind of blows my mind. You would not think, like, watching that guy being like, oh yeah, he probably does this in his free time. Yeah, no one would think that. And that's why, like, when I read that, I was like, dude, no way that's true. And this one's even worse too. He would threaten people, like, basically he would assault and sexually assault women, and he would threaten them by suing them. So, like, pretty much, like, if something bad were to happen, like he'd assault someone or sexually assault a woman, he would basically say, oh, don't go to the cops or anything, because I will literally sue you because I'm a big YouTuber. And come on, let's just think about this. Like, an adult or someone who's working like a 9 to 5, you're getting sued by a person who's probably making millions of dollars on YouTube. Yeah, you're not going to even step foot. You're not even going to try to do that. That's what I mean. So yeah, he would basically, like, pay off people after he basically assaulted them. That is just beyond insane. Like, that is, like, psychopathic stuff. Like, that is, like, straight up, like, Silence of the Lambs stuff. That's horrible. And he saw nothing wrong with it. Like, he did this to multiple people. Not just one, but multiple people. Like, that is just beyond insane. Like, I don't understand it. And, like, this, at the end of the day, this man's a father. Alex is a father who literally has kids, 2 baby mamas, and he's behaving this way. Now, after reading all these allegations, like, it's just kind of upsetting, like, to see, like, a creator like this. And this is, like, kind of like a tangent that I want to kind of go into. It's kind of like with YouTuber, like, personalities. It's like, yeah, people have a different personality when it comes to streaming. I have one, and I'm sure a lot of people do too. But nothing like this. Like, I'd say I'm a little different, but, like, with this, no way. And that's what I mean. Some people do get, like, blinded to the point where they think, like, oh, like, he couldn't do this. Like, he's a good person. It's kind of like with, like, the EDP445 situation. Everyone, when, like, that situation happens, like, nah, bro, he didn't do that. He's good. He's a good person. But you really don't know these people. You don't. You really don't know their actual dark side. And that's what I mean. Especially when it comes to, like, YouTuber personalities. They won't share their dark side. Same thing, like, when you're dating or something. You're not going to share the dark side right away. They're just going to run as soon as you say something like that. or they might be like, oh, that's not that bad. But with this, there's no going back. That is horrible. That is like beyond deplorable. Like this man should be in jail. Like no doubt about it. Assaulting people and animals, no, that's horrible. Honestly, jail time is deserved for this person and nothing more. Still, one thing I'll say is this though. It just kind of blows my mind that like all this situation kind of happened. Like it really does. Like you would think like I grew up watching this guy. Like this guy was a huge YouTuber and pioneer to making this game popular. Like in a decade ago, like YouTube gaming or like pretty much gaming in general wasn't a career. Like it was something you just kind of did for fun. And that's what this guy pretty much did. Like he pioneered this. And that's what I mean. That's why it's so heartbreaking is because this was like one of the faces of YouTube. It like he really was. Like he was one of the faces of YouTube back when like YouTube was kind of like in its zygote stage, as I call it. Like it's kind of insane. It really is. But yeah. So apparently the wife, Liz, or the baby mama, I'm just going to say baby mama, Liz did contact the police, and they know about all this and are probably going to be talking to him soon, which I'm so thankful. I do think this man deserves jail time. But there has been no formal, discussion about these allegations from skydoesminecraft or Alex. Nothing. No, pretty much anything on that. The only thing he did say, and I think it was on like a tweet or something, he did say that, oh, the reason. So this is what you don't do when it comes to any allegations. He said some of them are true and some of them are not true. And he also said, yeah, he's in a bad place mentally, and some of the drugs that he was taking prescription-wise was affecting his mental state. So let's go with that. This man essentially saying, oh, me doing that, yeah, it was because I was on different prescription drugs. I don't think prescription drugs makes you smear blood on the wall and just write homophobic and racial slurs. I don't think anyone on any prescription drugs ever would do that. I mean, I work in a hospital, and I can kind of say this. No way they'd be giving that to the public. No way. But, yeah, just... that's what he said. Like, some of it is true, and some of it was due to his pretty much, like, state on the drugs. It's like, bro, that is not good. Like, if you're saying most of that's because of drugs, that's not gonna fly. Most people are not that stupid. Most people are gonna be like, no, we're not born yesterday. Sorry. But yeah, even if like the people are like, oh, the drug thing or blah blah blah, like that still doesn't like take away from the fact that he said some of that is true. One thing being true, like of the 9 or more of the allegations that I just read, probably not even all of them, he said some of those are true. One of those things would land you in jail. That's not a good thing to say. Now, I get it. Like, he hasn't made, like, any kind of formal, like, oh, these are the allegations that have kind of come at me. It's like, oh, these are the ones that aren't true. Like, that's all he needs to do, because by him not doing anything, it kind of makes him look more and more guilty. That's not something you should do. But yeah, essentially he's not doing good when it comes to this stuff. Like, I mean this. Like, saying that some of it was not true or some of it was true was probably the dumbest decision he ever did. And how he's not expressly saying like which ones are true and which ones aren't is really hurting his case for anyone to defend him. See, when it comes to like cases, like, when like allegations kind of come out, there's like two sides. Like, since he hasn't said anything yet, like, the side of, like, wanting him to go to jail, like, Liz and all them, like, has a stronger case now that he hasn't said anything. So, by him not saying anything, he pretty much is, like, just, like, kind of destroying himself. But again, this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say to people. If you believe like that like these creators don't have a dark side. They do. And that's the thing. You shouldn't trust them 100%. I see people trusting creators 100% of the time. You shouldn't even trust me. You shouldn't, because guess what? You don't know like pretty much what, I'm doing 24/7. You don't know. And it's because sometimes some people just don't want stuff to surface. Like, that's what I mean. It's just how it is. People are not going to really be like, oh, like, I'm pretty much doing this and all that. No. That's what I mean. So, it's pretty much just a commentary on, like, why you shouldn't just trust people most of the time. You really shouldn't. Like, when it comes to content creators, because they don't have everything open for you. They really don't. So, try not to be so blind when it comes to that stuff. But if you still, like, agree with the creators, then that's great. But if you don't, then I understand. Still. Honestly, this was kind of a heartbreaking video to make because, again, I watched this guy when I was a kid. He was one of the main reasons why I started to play Minecraft. So, this video is kind of a little bit more personal because it kind of stinks that, like, one of the creators that you knew as a kid just had a real bad dark side. So, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that stuff. Like, there's more allegations in this thick 6,000-page document. I did not want to go through all of them because, again, there's just so much to go through. There's so much to go through. So, I really, really want to say this. Like, I hope that this guy, like, this is my closing note. I hope this guy goes to prison. I do. He's a terrible human being, and honestly, if anyone had these allegations, they should go to prison. Like, this is horrible. Like, assaulting people and having just just pretty much having a bad household with kids and basically stealing money. But that's just so many crimes just in, like, one, like, pretty much paper. It's horrible. It's horrible. Honestly, just, this guy should go to prison, lose his YouTube career and everything. That's really what should happen. But, yeah, sorry for the sour note, but honestly, I want to get this video across because I want to do it now because I was hoping by now he would have, like, something, like, kind of a response video, but nothing yet. So, we'll see. If he does, I'll make another one. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're brand new around here. Also, follow me on my socials there in the description. And, honestly, I'm just appalled at what happened, but if you want to leave the best part of the video in the comments, please let me know. But yeah, guys, this is just like the end of the video. Like, I hope everyone has a great night, and I really hope that something gets done about this because this is just horrible. Have a good night. Bye-bye.